Hello there and welcome. My name is Linda and this is my channel Linda T70. It's really good to have your company today. As I always say, if you're a regular viewer and a subscriber or both, thank you so much. It's all really good to have your company. It's lovely to have all your comments yeah, it's just like chatting to friends. And if you're new and just happened on my channel, welcome, and I hope you sit through the video and maybe think about watching some of my others. I do all sorts of things really. It sort of comes under the lifestyle, fashion sort of banner really, like lots of us do. But hopefully while you're with me you'll have a few little laughs as well, because we don't take things too seriously. Well, I certainly don't take myself too seriously anyway. Okay, so today I'm doing something completely different to anything I've done before. Well, I don't think I've done anything like this before. I've got loads of stuff around me because I'm going to try and make a fairy garden. Now, I know that loads of people have been putting videos up for fairy gardens that they've made. But it's been something that I've been thinking of doing for ages. And when I was little, I used to make them myself. I used to have a tray thing. I can remember doing it when I was quite young, getting bits from the garden and making like a little house and that for my, I don't know if I put toys in it, probably. But anyway, so that seems to be a thing again now. So I thought I'd have a go at that. So I shall show you some bits and pieces in a minute that I've got, and you can see what you think. If this isn't your cup of tea, perhaps join me on another video, but you know, hopefully you'll find it of some interest. Hope you've all had a good weekend. We are now on the, I think we're on the 8th of July. We had the election last week, so we've got a new government here. Let's hope that they're going to be the answer to our prayers. And also, thank you, also, I must say this as well, don't want to forget, the video I did on Friday, the ASOS video, thank you so much for all your comments on that one. You know, everybody liked one particular dress. I don't think there was anyone that said that they liked the other ones on me, which was a bit of a shame really. So I've decided to keep that one. I was thinking I wouldn't keep any of them when I ordered them, but you know, you always find something you like, don't you? Yeah, we've had a nice weekend, despite the fact that we're in the throes of the Euros at the moment, and we all know how much I love football. I did actually go to a proper football match on Saturday, a charity football match for a family member who sadly died in the COVID epidemic, and he was very closely affiliated to his local football team. So we have a charity. There's a charity game every year in his memory, and raising money for the club. And oh, it's absolutely freezing. It was, I mean, Saturday was a bit hit and miss really with the weather. You know what it's like with the weather in the UK if you live here. It was supposed to be the best day of the weekend, which in the end I'm not, well, I suppose it was it? I don't know. I think we had a lot of rain leading up to it. I did contact the person that was organising it just to check it was still going, because I thought the pitch might be waterlogged, but it was fine. Anyway, we were just sitting there. I was sitting with my niece and my daughter and the rest of them, a couple of grandchildren and stuff, and we're sitting in these stands, absolutely bitterly cold, with a wind howling through. But anyway, you know, it was nice to support the charity. And then yesterday we went to my grandson's school they had like a summer fair thing. Well, honestly, you know, there's a bit of a moan coming here, don't you? Me being my moaning Minnie again. So there was I don't know, when my children were small, well, at junior school, primary school, because obviously you don't have to do this sort of thing as far as I know at secondary school. You're let off doing a lot of these things, aren't you, once your kids go to secondary school. I used to like bake something, which I always bought because I didn't really like, you know, when parents and children make cakes to sell at summer fairs, I'm never sure whether they've washed their hands, so I always buy the thing that I get in quick and buy the thing I made. And we used to be quite, me and my previous husband used to be quite involved with our children's junior school, because my ex-husband was a parent governor, and I used to get roped into doing all the school trips, and I always used to get on the coach, you know, to hold the sick bucket thing, because you know some children get travel sick, and that was lovely. And I used to get roped into all sorts, and it's not really my forte in life doing this sort of thing. Used to help out in the library and listen to the kids read, which I quite liked, and sort of kept check of the library books and everything, so that was quite nice. And it's nice to sort of see the school from the inside out, really, when you're involved with it. And you can also kind of make suggestions, and I wouldn't say you can make changes, but you know, you do feel it's more of it's nice to be involved. I did a stint as a dinner lady because they were desperate for one, so I used to walk around the playground with the children. I mean, this kind of thing. If you knew me, I wouldn't say I was mad about other people's children. My own children, lovely, and now of course my children, extended children and grandchildren, lovely, goes without saying. But most other people's children, I'm not really very interested in them, so why I got roped into all this stuff, I don't know. But yeah, so we used to do all that sort of thing, and yeah, when the summer fairs and things came round, and they'd say, "Oh, Mrs. Sosa, would you like to man the jumble sale and things?" I thought, oh, but you know, you do it because you kind of have to, and nobody else wants to do it. But my daughter is very involved with the PTA at her son's school, and she does a blooming good job, I can tell you. She's one of these people, you give her a mission, you know, something to do, and she's full pelt. She goes above and beyond, and I'm not biased, but she's just like that. At Christmas time, they I think it's Christmas, they do this sort of raffle, and I think they raise decent money, and the amount of businesses she contacts, and you know, local people that donate things, she does amazingly well. And frankly, I think she's got a full-time job as well, and she's got a young family, so I think she's pretty amazing, really. And she was involved with this summer fair at the weekend, and when me and current husband rocked up to lend our support, she was outside of the school a little bit teary because some of the parents were complaining that the card machines weren't working. And I thought, and apparently they were being a bit horrible to her and to, you know, other helpers. And you think, you know, these people give up their time to support the school your children go to. I know it's a bit annoying, but there was literally a cash point across the road. No, you know, it's not like they were in the middle of nowhere. And anyway, we queued up to go into the school, and she did actually let us in the back way, so we didn't have to queue up for too long. But don't tell anyone I told you that. And they gave you, I don't know how these things work, because frankly we didn't stay very long. They gave you tokens, which I suppose you spend like money. I don't know what if as we didn't get to pay. I don't know how much it was to get in. Somebody gave us some tokens from somewhere, and I had some cash, and I wanted to give, because obviously we hadn't paid to go in, and the whole point is going and supporting the school. And I'd got some cash in my bag, and I was trying to give this to somebody, but there was no one to give the cash to, so I don't really know what to do. Didn't know what to do with that. But anyway, we went into the main hall, and our other daughter was one of our granddaughters, who's a little bit older, was helping out with one of the games and whatever. And we were in this really small hall, because you know the hall is amply big for a junior school, but there was, what was it? Ride the Donkey or something? What's that game called? Anyway, that was going on, and there were loads of people milling around, and there were tables, trestle tables everywhere. And then you had to go into this other hall with other stuff, which I think was, I mean, there were so many people in there, I couldn't even see what was in there. But I think it was probably little games and the raffle and everything. and there was a man with a microphone. Oh, I don't know who he was. I suppose he was somebody's dad, or I doubt whether he was a teacher, but he could have been. And it was all full blast stuff. So we were trying to, you could not, it was like being in a disco without the music. You could not hear what anyone was saying to you. So I'm trying to ask where I get rid of this money to give to somebody for the school. Where do we go? What is there? I mean, admittedly there was some rain, so I'm assuming that maybe all the stuff had to go indoors, that perhaps some of it would have been outdoors. I don't really know. But so I did feel for everybody, but I thought, well, I don't want you know, upsetting my daughter and the people she was working with, because she does get a little bit, she is a bit totsy mosh, my daughter. I thought that was really mean. And this man that was talking on this, I mean, he's walking around literally next to everybody with a microphone. Do get it? It needs to be heard, probably. But this thing, surely there was a volume control or something on it. It was just, anyway, the upshot of it was we just left. I said to current husband, I can't stand it in here. It was all a bit too much for me. But I haven't been updated yet. I hope they raise lots of money, because obviously schools need all the support they can get. And I take my hat off to my daughter, because she did a grand job. This isn't a funny story, it's just telling you about my weekend. And then we came home, and it was kind of, a bit of peace and quiet. Right, so I'm not terribly sure how to do this video, because I'm not used to sitting making things in front of you, and I'm not really sure how I'm going to do it. So what I thought I'd do, I'll show you some of the bits and pieces I've got, and then I will show you a couple of stages and the finished article. I think that's the easiest way to do it, and if it doesn't work very well, then I probably won't bother trying to do some sort of making thing again. But yeah, I'd quite like to have a try with this. So right, let me just move the camera back a bit. Okay, so I haven't got a big planter tray thing to put the garden in, so I thought the way I would do it would be, I've got a couple of choices. I've got a glue gun. Is maybe have like a 2-level thing, you know how you see people, so obviously stuff in the bottom and stuff in the top. When I say stuff, I mean fairy garden stuff. I do have a big tray thing which I could use. I don't really use it for anything else, so I could put some drainage holes in it. I've got a terracotta pot which I could use. I mean, that weighs a ton. I don't know. I'm just going to have to play around with it until I see. I'm not really very, I like doing some craft. I'm not a crafter though. I don't, haven't really got very good imagination, but sometimes, you know, it's quite nice to put stuff together for, you know, I don't know, Christmas and whatnot. But I'm like I say, there's no way I would say that I'm any sort of good crafter. I've got a mirror here because I thought when I was little making my fairy gardens, I used to have a little mirror which looked like a pond, so I might try and use that. I have got some some live plants that I bought recently, which if they're no good in this, I'll just put them in. I've got some sort of gravel around one of my plants. These are like alpine plants. So there's this plant, which is a Delosperma. I don't know how you say it. It's a perennial. It's hot pink, kind of an alpine plant, isn't it? So that would probably go down the side of the pot quite nicely. I'm sorry, I don't know how you say it. I've never bought one before. They're really cute little daisy plants. I've also got a sedum. This is a type of sedum. I don't know, I do this for hours, don't I, trying to get things to focus. This is Sedum Acre Oru. I know. And this one I thought was quite cute. This is another sedum album coral carpet. Oh, so the picture is quite pretty. Again, focusing, I don't know. Come on, focus. Aha, aha. So I might use one or two, or none of them. So I could put those in the pot. Now, I went to Hobbycraft at the weekend because I take these things seriously, dear viewers. And I thought I'm going to buy a little house. Now, I did think I've got in the loft some stuff from Christmas. You know, I put, if you saw any of my Christmas decorations for last year, I've got loads of little bits and pieces. I have to say most of this is going to go this year, so that will be another video to do. The Christmas stuff, I mean. So I was in Hobbycraft and I was looking for a little house, and I couldn't really find anything. They did a birdhouse, which I was toying with the idea of that because that was quite cute. It was quite narrow and obviously tall, and it had a little chair on it, and I was toying with that, and I wish I'd got that now, but I didn't. I bought this. Now you have to put this together yourself, but it's wasn't too difficult, although I did get current husband to help. So it's this little house, and it was, the back of it is like this. It's called a doll house, and it obviously requires decorating, but I thought, yeah, this would be quite nice because I could add some stuff to the front, but I think it's just too big. It didn't have it in the packet, didn't have any dimensions on it, and it did show you this bottom piece, but of course I wasn't really thinking that that was the base of it. In fact, that base is slightly bigger than the house is, so I think this is a bit of a no-no. But what I did do is I went into the loft this morning. That nearly killed me, I can tell you. And tried to find some of my boxes, because I've got so many Christmas decorations up there, that I thought maybe I could improvise a bit and make a little house. Now I did find, this came with an elf or something. I've got a little door. I mean, obviously it is Christmas themed, but I thought maybe I could, I don't really use it for anything else. I thought maybe I could kind of put other flowers on there rather than a Christmas wreath, and maybe paint that out. I don't know. I'm going to have a look at that. And the other things I found, oh, I did find Santa's cabin, which was a decoration from last year, but the old deer's or reindeer's head dropped off, so, and that's probably a bit too Christmassy. I found, which I think I bought these ages ago from, it's probably Hobbycraft, these sort of candled houses, which of course you're supposed to paint, I think. And I thought maybe I could use those. This is all very much suck it and see, to be quite honest. I don't know. And the other thing I found was there is something else up there which I couldn't find, and it was just too much really going through. I've got so much stuff up there. It's all in boxes, but you know, it's not in individual boxes that I know, you know, there's just this in this type of thing in that box, or that type of thing in another box. So there's this little thing, which is kind of balsa wood thing, which again is a bit Christmassy because of the glitter and the snow, but I thought maybe I could do something with that. I mean, let's face it, this isn't, you know, this is just to go in our garden, and I thought it might amuse my granddaughter when she visits at the weekend. I did think about making it with her, but then I thought, I don't think everyone who watches people like me on YouTube is desperately interested in their grandchildren appearing in videos all the time. You know, it's something I take or leave, to be fair, with other people, so I don't want to, I mean, I might do something with her at some point because she's very interested in this channel, so I might involve her in something, but she's really the only one that is interested at all in it, so that's possible for the future, but I'm not going to sort of keep wheeling endless children on for you to look at. So those are the buildings. those were the plants, the real plants I've got. So I've also bought these things from Hobbycraft. Now, I suppose it's a bit mad to buy stones from Hobbycraft. I think these were a £5. But I thought at least they're clean, and I don't know what I'm going to do. As I say, it's all very much trial and error. I might not use them for that. I think these were £5 in for that little pot, and they're quite cute. I bought these wood slices, as I like to call them, because I thought I've seen people make staircases, and they're called wood slices. And there's a blooming great bzzz flying here because I've got my bead curtain thing open. It just shows you actually it does work, because when I've got it closed I don't get those big old ninja flies in. Going off point, Linda. So let's see what the wood slices cost. It's one of these woods. Oh, there we go. No, wood. The house that I think is too big, that was £13, which I didn't realise until, because it didn't have a price on it. And the birdhouse one that was in there, that was £10, which I've decided to go with that one. And it's just a right old mistake really, but I'm sure one of my granddaughters will like playing with that if I don't use it. If you want to know the prices of things, please tell me in the comments, because I could sit and go through this, but it's boring for you. As if this isn't boring enough. But anyway, so wood slices, so potential for those. I got a few little flowery bits and pieces. Let's show you. I think these were like £1.50 or something each, maybe £2. I tried to get the cheapest one. So there's this little sort of succulent thing. This, which I can take apart. I don't know what this is actually for. What do they call this? Oh, they don't really say. It hasn't got a label on it. But I thought I could take that part apart and use the little flowers. I got a couple of, oh no, they're different. These are similar. A couple of these. They're just, you know, plastic. I bought a little tiny pot. I thought that might go in there somewhere. What else did I buy? Some little roses. I mean, these aren't obviously they're not really for outdoors use or anything, but you know, we'll see how we go. It might, I mean, I could put it under the sort of canopy thing. It won't get wet there. So I found these as well. Well, I didn't find them. These were in another pot of things I've got, and I thought, oh, maybe I could use that as a tree or something. I don't know. I think I probably bought these from Hobbycraft at Christmas or perhaps it was a Halloween type, you know, an autumn thing. I can't remember now, but I don't know how much they were. What else did I get? Oh, current husband spotted a little finger post thing, so I thought I could write things on there. I'm bigging this up a bit. It's probably going to look awful, isn't it? Right, what's that? I think I've shown you everything. Oh, and the other thing I've got, oh, did I show you these? These cute little mushrooms, toadstools. So, there we go. I thought they might look quite cute. So I've shown you that, The other thing I've got is just these paints. Now, they're quite, I don't know how good they are. They're ready mixed paints. And they're quite watery. I used to have, I was going to say I like painting. I do kind of like painting, but it's so very sporadic with me, so I hardly ever do it. But I've got some paints in just in case children wanted to do any painting. So I could potentially use that to paint out some of the Christmas, like on this, for example, maybe the snow. But then I'm thinking, does it really matter? There's no one else going to look at it apart from, well, me, all of you, and my my grandchildren. So anyway, that's kind of it. So I've got a bit of everything here, so I'm not sure what I'm going to use. I'm going to start to do some stuff, and then I shall show you how far I've got and see what you think. But don't expect anything great. I am not any, you know, some of the people I've watched doing these tutorials, they do some amazing stuff, and I'm just not that good. So, but you know, it's something to something that I've been meaning to do, and I thought I'll show you when I'm doing it. So I shall be back in a bit. Right, this is the finished article. I think it took me about half an hour in the end to do this, so I've kind of just chucked everything at it. I decided to use this little Christmassy house which lights up, which I thought was a bit of a bonus, and I didn't bother painting anything out because I thought it doesn't really matter. I've put the sedums in. There's a little path leading to the front door. Now this basket actually is, I had this in the garden when I went outside after I'd spoken to you. I had two of these with a little conifer in and some ivy, and there were some spring flowers in it, and I'd removed some of them and just left the conifer and the ivy, and I thought, well, they're probably a better size actually. So there's the little conifer tree, and obviously the ivy. I like ivy because that was my mum's name. A little finger post thing, just so you know, it's not really very good writing on this stuff, so don't bother. So we've got Fairyland, Disneyland and Poundland. I did put a doll in it, but I don't have a fairy doll to hand, so I took it out. So hopefully you can see it. It's supposed to be kind of a little overgrown way to the front door. And the ladder out of the house I bought for 13 quid at Hobbycraft, Hobbyland, I put there because obviously the fairies need to be able to get up to the upper level. Stuck some of the little roses on the Christmas wreath so it looks less Christmassy. And then just kind of the other sedums here. Those little mushrooms I think are quite cute. And then just stuck the other bits and pieces in. I mean, you know, it's not rocket science, is it? So I hope you like that. I'm going to put it out under the canopy in a minute because there might be some little creatures in there from the time it's spent in the garden, this bit. So just to give you a push this back. And as I say, I didn't really think there was much point in you watching me do this. It's just 2 pots and stuff that you shove in it, really. I found the little, oh, I told you that, didn't I? I think that I found the little fairy door, and that was a Christmas thing, Christmas elf thing, and I just stuck the roses on to make it look less Christmas, but I just ignore the snow on the top. So yeah, I hope you think it looks all right. I hope my granddaughter likes it. And yeah, I've made some little steps to go up to the front door. Sorry, not showing you the front door. But yeah. Yeah, I hope you thought that fairy garden thing. It's not really a fairy garden, is it? But I suppose that's what, yeah, that's what they seem to call them now. Hope you liked it anyway. I'll be back on Friday for another video. I did put in my community post thing, which I know a lot of you have seen. One of my lovely subscribers suggested it would be nice to have a video that was about husband bashing, which I love that term, but I thought perhaps husband bashing, perhaps it wasn't the right forum for that. Maybe that's more marriage guidance, I don't know. But it was a good idea insofar as, I mean, I think they're funny stories about current husbands, and I don't think I'm on my own here. Some of the things they do and come out with, I mean, what can I say? So if I was going to try and do that video that's coming out, well, actually today, by the time you see this it will be today, But then I thought, oh well, I'll give people a bit more time to think of something. Now if you can't, it doesn't matter. I've probably got enough to keep us going anyway, but that would be something for next week. So if you can think of anything, and some of you are so funny that write to me, you must have some material there. As I say, well, I said in the post, you don't have to give names or anything. I mean, I'll know who you are, but I won't say from your YouTube sign-in thing. Whatever you call that, but you know, it's all content. It's just for a bit of fun. I mean, if something terrible's going on at home, as I say, it's not the right forum for that. It's just funny stories, really, and I think sometimes you just have to laugh. I mean, Karen husband said to me the other day, he said, now I've never asked him to be in one of my videos. It's not really his thing. He's not really a big talker. So it will probably be me just talking at him, and he'd just sit there and smile. So it's not, he's not really one of life's natural entertainers. He's lovely and everything, but you know, he's not that I am, but you know what I mean. And he said, out of the blue, he said, I don't think it would be any good if I were in your videos. He said, I think I like to remain more enigmatic, a bit like James Bond. This comes from a man that didn't know what my middle name was until we'd been married for 12 years. I mean, what can I say? Yeah, I mean, I could fill a list, some of the funny things he comes out with, and I just, don't know, just find stuff funny, really. I see the funny side of a lot of stuff. Anyway, so that's for perhaps next week. So if you can think of anything, if you can't, fine, it doesn't matter. You know, even if 2 or 3 people give me you know, comments, I can read them out, and so we take it from there. So this coming Friday, I've got something a little bit different. I won't tell you exactly what's happening, but it involves clothing and trying on. But I'm doing a collaboration with somebody. I won't say who, because my God, we need the excitement in our lives, don't we? But it's somebody who is a bit younger than me, plus size, but different style, taste, shape, because we might all be plus size, but we're all plus size in different ways, aren't we? So we thought it would be an interesting thing to, we're not going to be wearing the same, but we're, you know, similar, shall we say. So hopefully you'll tune in for that, see if you can have a little guess who it might be. I look forward to seeing you then. Yes, sorry, I'm saying oh, by the way, I keep thinking about this, and don't suppose you lot care really, but I did spell Paloma wrong in my Paloma faith when I put it on my community post. And you know how you type something out and then you send it and you look back and you think, oh. So apologies to Paloma, because I'm sure she's looking on the Linda T YouTube videos all the time. So see you very soon. Take good care, have a good few days, and I will see you on Friday. Bye bye for now. Bye.